Hello everybody and welcome back. So, we are in Sailing Simulator and we're going to be doing the Stormy Loop. Now the description on this thing, hello, is to experience all the wind angles by sailing around a simple loop. In theory it's going to take 30 minutes and it's a 3 nautical mile loop. But it doesn't say that it's going to be on auto, so this might be the first chance to really be adjusting our own sails. Oh good lordy. Notice how your boat behaves in each direction. These conditions mean your boat will often overdrift, so use course over ground dotted white line. They're adjusting it for me. Dang it. Course over ground dotted white line on your map to see the actual direction you're moving in. Remember to tack upwind. I mean, that's ideal, but probably not going to happen. So we have to go around the outside of every buoy, so on the left of every buoy. Jeez. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. That's Stormy. Wow. These guys are really modifying stuff. The wind's coming that way. Yeah, remember to tack upwind. So we got a zigzag for one of the courses. That'll be this guy that we really have to zigzag. This one we might have to do a little bit. We'll see. But in theory, we should be able to cross that just fine. These guys actually have the sail pulled in. We've got a 29 knot wind. And we're only doing 8 knots or else the sail will flap and luff and... Guys, trim it. Trim the right one, please. I want to trim my own sails. These guys are bad at it. All they're doing is modifying the backstay. Up and down, up and down, up and down. It's not how you trim the sails, guys. You need to leave it for a half a second. And they won't let me do it. They won't let me do it. Wish they would. I do need a better view. That's not it. That's it. Pretty boat, though. I would love to have this thing. This is not really the sailing weather you were hoping for, though. This is a terrible place to be. You never want to be here on a real sailboat. All these lines flapping around. You're on the downward side, so you're like 3 inches from the water, maybe 6. You never want to be here. Up here, that's okay. Basically... starts to work when you're offline. Set auto sail navigation to laid out track. Okay, that's kind of neat. Probably not usable in challenges. Alright, so assuming we're going to cross this buoy. The point of view is terrible on this, and so is the render quality. Seriously, guys? So we're going to be looking for that buoy. It's over there. Can't even see it. Probably picking up a ton of speed here. There it is. Heading 180. No. Coming a little bit left. To the left, to the left. That's been a while. And now, while this sails, I'm going to go into the options, because it's terrible. No wonder. The resolution was at 40%. That's a little bit better. Yes. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Try that, because for whatever reason, it decided I didn't need to see anything. More realistic, but I still can't see much. It's much better looking. Woo, boy. It's taking my boat. Jeez. Look at this wind, 28 knots. Not ideal. 28 knots is a bad day of sailing. Holy crap. You would not want to be out here in the real world. This is where you find some safe, sheltered place to anchor and call it good. But if you're out in the middle of the ocean, you're sailing no matter what. Whether you're alone, you're with somebody, doesn't matter. It's what you get. That's kind of a perfect downwind configuration. Whoa. You're just trying to take the boat. I don't even know where you would sit. Probably over here. Probably over here. Yeah, because the main sail is over there, which means if it swings, it's going to hit you less if it's over here versus over here, where it'll knock you into the water, and it'll be going way faster. But when we tack, this is going to come over, then we're going to have to loosen this, actually tighten this, and bring it over, and then loosen it. Oh boy, this is terrible weather. We're making good time, but going back upwind, that's going to suck. We're doing 8 knots downwind. I feel like we could be doing more, but we don't have control over the sails, unfortunately, and it bugs me. I am bothered by this, but can't do anything about it, unfortunately. Ba-da-ba. Great day to be a sailing, right? Oop, don't take me. No, no. There you go. Round the corner, smack, knock everybody out. Not overcut it. Call that good. Will you let me do this one? On and off line. Maintain my heading, please. Then when the wind gusts, I don't have to worry about it so much. This is pretty bad. 25, we're doing 8 knots, so we're still doing 8 knots. Even though the speed has increased, or even though the wind direction's better, we're still only doing 8 knots. Just a smidgen right, not too much, but just a smidgen right. We want to get our line pointed to the buoy, and then we'll barely miss it because of the... That's pretty good there. Whoa, you guys are putting that up? You guys are putting the Genoa up? Why would you put the Genoa up? Like, you've got this sail full in. Why would you put the Genoa up? Not what I would do. Because all this is going to do is make a huge amount of wind there, and it's going to heel the boat over like crazy. There you go. Putting up the jib is a better idea. In this one, we probably actually want the number 4 sail. We want that one up. But if we don't have it, again, can't do anything about that. So we're going to cross on the right, and then we're going to do a direct 90 degrees. We should cross it just fine. These guys are making too many adjustments in the wrong way. Let me sail my own boat. This is like having a crew that's doing their own stuff and not talking to you. That's basically what this game is doing right now. It's kind of annoying. I would like to be able to do it myself. There's no real reason to do a challenge if you can't sail your own boat. Just me. I'd like to be able to sail my own boat. Ooh, there. Calm down. Ooh, there. Don't want to hit the buoy, just want to go around it. A little stormy, eh? I'm not sure I'm going to be able to see it. I guess I could see it from here. Genoa. We don't want that out. We want the jib out. And... oh, geez. Wrong way. I'm trying to make a turn. Alright, boys. Pull in a lot of stuff. We really don't have a lot to be running. Did you disable that? No. You're just not listening. Helpful. Making the zip across the bottom, so they're only doing 8 knots. They will not trim it for anything less than 8 knots. We've got the full third reef in, but they won't trim it any faster. This is great, but you could get a little more. Probably want that Genoa pretty darn tight, which it looks like they have it. So this is the one configuration that looks correct. At least for the moment. This is the first one that I've seen that's okay. 7.8. Let's grab a little bit more speed, please. Some 9. So they're maintaining 8 knots. No matter what wind we have, they're maintaining 8 knots. Anything faster than that, and they panic. Not exactly ideal. I would like a crew that doesn't panic whenever I go through it. No. Just because I click and drag doesn't mean that I want to move the helm. We are leaned so far over. We want that to be luffing. I think we want the top to be luffing. We don't want that catching wind. So we actually want to keep this tight and push that up. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to learn that in practice. Okay. I can look around with the right one. Basically gonna look for that buoy, because this guy won't stand up. There. Now I can see the buoy. So we can navigate based on this and just see when we pass it there. This is a dangerous place to be. This one's a little safer, but you've got to know when we're rounding that buoy and what we're doing, or you can get in a lot of trouble. .64° apparent wind, and it's coming from 080. A little right. Not much, but a little. As close as we can pass that buoy, the better. So the sails are really going to start coming out here in a minute. So we're going to start going into the wind. As soon as I can see we're past this, then we shall line up with the next one. Alright, so now we're lined up. Ooh, 32, that's not great. Let me modify my own sails. Good lord, we are heeled over. 27 knot wind, yeah. Not much you can do about that one. Try and shorten that distance a little bit. You have this thing pulled in a huge amount. You want a really tight sail, but I'm pretty sure you want that bigger. You want to let go of those reefs, guys. Well, I guess we might have a little too much apparent wind. Correct me if I'm wrong if you guys know about sailing, but I would have figured you want to put this out a little bit more to grab a little bit more wind, a little bit more force. You want to have it so that there's none on the top, but you want a whole lot on the bottom. That we can get some more speed. I don't know, maybe they're doing it all with the jib. Just a guess. I don't know. Never done it. Those of you who know about sailing, let me know what we should be doing in this situation. Are they doing it right, or am I correct in thinking we should be extending the sail and then probably loosening the front? The halyard? No, not the halyard. The vanes? Variance? Viance? I don't remember what it's called now. Any hoozles? Having that autopilot-ish, where it just maintains heading, that's really nice. Then I don't have to constantly be on the actual helm. Modifying it. Trim. Yeah, these guys don't have a great trim. How's it with the jib? The jib's full. It's on the edge, but it's full. So I could get some more speed if we go a little bit left. Let's go to trim. Let's see if we can't get that mainsail a little better trimmed. Getting there. Getting there. I like that. It says 6.3 knots. So we didn't get anything out of that. 6.5, 6.6. So we did get some speed, actually. Cost us a bit of distance, though. We're going to have to go around much further. Now we're at 48, 49. Let's decrease that to about 40. So I'm guessing this is the mainsail apparent wind speed. True wind speed. Oh no, that's direction, that's speed. Apparent wind speed is 30 knots, and we're doing 7. You guys could get so much more out of this. Although it's heeled over a little far. So, yeah, I guess even then you really don't want to. Now we're going to be on the upwind, so let's hit that 40 and grind against the wind. Tack our way up. Maintain 40 and just back and forth. And then we're going to have to tack all the way up. So we basically need to tack until we're about 45 degrees, 55 degrees from it. No, because we can go a little bit more right. We're going to maintain a 40-degree apparent wind. It's a little bit more right, and then when this buoy says 56 degrees, less. Basically, when we hit 40, it's about 10 degrees off. There's 40, there's 40. So when we hit 50 degrees to the buoy, then we're going to move our way over that way. Yeah, we can do that. We're looking GPS, gotta increase that a smidgen. 40. So there's 18 to the next waypoint. 35 to the final destination. Trim, we're not really on trim, but we will only get 0.3 knots, and it will increase our time significantly. So, yeah. We're gonna come a little left. Falling out of trim. Like falling out of trim. Right about there on the trim, but not quite. So as we go, we just kind of have to keep modifying it. So once that hits 48, when we've got our 40, once that hits 48, we can go the other direction. 18 minutes in, it figures that it's going to take me 10 minutes to do the rest of it. Which is not a bad assumption. So we're 34, 35. This would be terrible. Like, actually doing this in the real world, this would be a nightmare to sail in. And there's no real way to keep your bearing either. Like, if you watch the clouds, they move. If you watch the ocean, well, that's kind of self-apparent. It's moving a lot. So you have to do GPS, compass, actually do all the math. Coming up on our turn. Yeah, we are way out here. It's a 45 degree to get up to the last one, so we might just have to go slow. We're never going to reach our waypoint. Oh, darn. 49, 50, tacking. Catch it. Ooh, boy. Oh, Neve. She's violent. No, stay out of irons. Sails are luffing there a little bit. Geez, that's some serious wind. We're speeding back up, so that's good. Fix it. Cool, so we're at 37. We do have a little bit of margin to come back. We're in 6-6, not bad. Smidgen right. Canis 38, we should go up to 6-7 or so. Don't want to cut it too close. We want to make sure that this stays between those two. That's cutting it really close to the buoy. But it should also make it so that we can basically just head all the way up. We are at 047. We're doing 049, so we are going to have to tack into the wind to really get home. But we can cut it close to the buoy, and then we'll cut it close to the buoy again. And we should be good. 6-7, 6-8. Not a terrible apparent wind speed, or apparent wind angle. But we're going to have to go a little bit left, because I believe this is a 45 degree to get to the back end. Wave force strength, weather helm, 2.3 degrees. Boat heel is 40 degrees. Interesting. I feel like you could get more speed out of this, but you would need to monitor the heel. If you can't get the heel to stay about the same, you really wouldn't be able to get a lot more speed. So, this could be all she gets. Yeah, might be the only bit. Might be as fast as she goes. The sails are really taking in. We just heeled over a lot. As you guys change the sails, I keep having to point other places. It's so the helm, the autopilot, will actually maintain the boat direction, not the actual vector. So, good, bad, who knows? I don't know. Getting there though. I'll say at this point we just kind of have to sit and endure it. One of the beauties of sailing, you really can't be in a rush to get anywhere. Whereas on a speedboat, you're usually in a rush to get somewhere. But yeah. You should be fine. So the wind is shifted to 26 knots. Alright, we're almost there. Almost to the home stretch. GPS info says 30 seconds to the next waypoint. Cool. We're going to have to... actually, we can stay just there. All we have to do is pass inside that buoy. So I'm going to actually aim for that buoy and see if we can't get some more speed. Cool. So now we're past the buoy. That would be the optimal. We're going to go slightly suboptimal. Pick up a little more speed, and we're going to cut this angle, not that angle. Just very small movements. 4 minutes left. Alright, you see our velocity vector has gone just a little bit over there. So the faster we go, the less of an angle there will be between our heading and our velocity vector. I think if we extrapolate this out, yeah. So we've got a little bit more margin. We don't want to cut too close, but we do want it a little closer to there. There's the wind direction. The true wind direction. What's that 9,200? Is that feet deep? I don't know. So we've gone up a couple of knots. I'm just really easing it over slowly. You go too fast and we're going to overshoot it. We're almost at a 50-degree wind angle, almost 7 knots. It's probably about as close as I can comfortably call that. And that's 2.5 minutes and decreasing because we're accelerating. Ooh, we're up to 7-1. Cool. 2 minutes left. 2:15. So that cut about a minute off. That's impressive. Well, we've also done that entire distance. So we might have cut like 15 seconds off. Both for a shorter distance. Was not a shorter distance. So the distance wasn't shorter, but the speed is significantly higher. 2 minutes. Trim is meh. Not really much you can do about that. We're about as on trim as we can get. Yeah. So, I don't know what these actually mean. DTW, distance to waypoint. Cool. VMC. Keeps going up. Nope, that's our current speed. Sure. Our average speed has been 3.7. We're still going to make it inside the buoys, so we're good. We just sit here until we get there in a minute. I've been babbling on, but I have no idea what I'm talking about. So don't take any of this as true sailing. I have no idea what I'm doing. Everything I've learned has been from YouTube videos and now this game, which it seems realistic other than the fact that I can't touch my own sails and the crew is doing terrible at it. They might be good at it. I wouldn't know. I haven't experimented. They're getting better speeds. But from what I've seen, basically when you're trimming the sailboat, you start pulling on ropes until you get the fastest speed. Sometimes it works better and sometimes it doesn't. And they're actually really close. Their timer set about half an hour and we're at 28 minutes. 44 seconds to go, so yeah. There's the line right there. Go up here. I want to see us cross this line. Can't see anything that way. No. Left click just, it turns the boat, and I don't know why. Yay! Huzzah! Alright, enough playing in the Stormy loop. I think that's going to be all for today. That was a lot of fun. Kind of different. I can't wait until I can actually go modify my own sails. That would be phenomenal. But can't do that at the moment. So we're going to call that there, and we will see you guys in the next race.